welcome to the English language revision on Unit 1, Section A, Understanding and Producing Non-Fiction Texts, June 2011 paper. We're now looking at question 3, which asks you to look at the thoughts and feelings of someone's recount or autobiographical writing. This type of writing tends to focus on life experiences and travel writing. This extract focuses on Claire Francis's experiences during a storm. The C candidate has identified thoughts and feelings, but has not really explained them. However, by the end of the first paragraph, the candidate is beginning to interpret these thoughts and feelings and use evidence. In this paragraph, they begin to read between the lines and interpret what those thoughts and feelings mean to Claire Francis in her narrative. Unfortunately, however, there is not really enough textual detail to make this a clear understanding of the events or a clear interpretation of how Claire Francis is thinking and feeling. There needs to be a link between the two, and this means there needs to be somewhat more focus on the language. Again, there are relevant quotations, but they aren't really explored in enough detail. So for the moment, it is looking at thoughts and feelings. There are some quotations, but this still is in some attempts, marks 3 to 4. And this is what keeps the candidate at a C. There is a clear understanding of what's going on in the explanation and description by Claire Francis. However, this really isn't developed enough in relationship to the thoughts and feelings and how it has an impact on the reader. There is an engagement with the text, but because the response is quite short and repetitive, there's the link of some thoughts to feelings and actions, but nothing more. This limits the response to some attempts at the top of band 2 and really only begins to sneak into the bottom of band 3, where we have this focus on an embedded quote here, dismay, where we actually start to see a bit more of a engaged and thoughtful explanation of Claire Francis's hopes and their links to the events that were going on. Moving on to the A candidate, this candidate gets on very quickly with answering the question and gets to grips with Francis's feelings using appropriate quotations which are skillfully embedded in their response. Here, for example, there is a shaping of the answer. So there's an overall comment about how Francis is feeling and then supporting evidence, which also then goes on to explore how those thoughts and feelings change through her experience. This continues, and the details are perceptibly explained as the candidate shows empathy with Claire Francis and her account. Of course, this is all very well supported by embedded quotations which show a very good grasp and understanding of the text and how thoughts and feelings are presented by the writer. Here, for example, a focus on the language and the word sank is linked very clearly to Claire Francis' fear that the ship might sink and there is a danger of her drowning. This is the candidate engaging very closely in the detail of the text and putting forward perceptive explanations and interpretations of thoughts and feelings expressed. As we move to the end of the response, there is a clear understanding by the candidate of how thoughts and feelings are working together here to show Claire Francis' feelings of insecurity and weakness as she tries to fight the storm. Towards the end, there is excellent use of quotations which continue to reveal a very able and accomplished perception of the thoughts and feelings of the writer. So overall then, this is a well-detailed, supported response that says a lot about a little. Key ideas and words are evaluated in relation to the question, and the candidate provides a perceptive and exploratory response that focuses on the use of language and description.